This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. But here now the news for October 25th, 2023. Just a quick note, today, hopefully by the time you're watching this, this has been released, but our Jollywood Nights Santa Gertie shirt should now be available at carouselproducts.com. Get it now because we only printed a couple hundred, and every year we've made a Gertie shirt. They've sold out in record time, 24 to 48 hours. We expect this to be the same, and it should arrive in just a couple of days. So if you're going to Jollywood Nights, even the first one of the year, this will be here, be at your home in time, provided you're in the U.S., but it may even be there if you're international, honestly. But carouselproducts.com, order now before they're gone. They may even be gone by the time I read this. Who knows? All right, I threw it on the floor. Let's do some news. Walt Disney World has announced the return of Disney After Hours events. They will start in January of 2024. The separately ticketed events will be offered at Magic Kingdom, EPCOT, and Disney's Hollywood Studios. Disney After Hours branded events were introduced in 2016 and have been offered in most subsequent years, most recently in 2023. The events allow guests to visit select Walt Disney World Resort theme parks for 3 hours following general park closure and include character meet and greets, complimentary stacks, and lower wait times for attractions. You generally get admission actually before those 3 hours as well. Disney After Hours events commence at the Magic Kingdom on January 11th and run through April 8th. Over 20 attractions and experiences will be accessible during the event, including Tron Light Cycle Run, which will use a standby queue exclusively during these events. Meanwhile, the Disney Enchantment Nighttime Spectacular will return to the Magic Kingdom exclusively during Disney After Hours. Talk about something no one asked for. I'm sure I'll get comments from the 3 people that love that show. But anyway, Disney After Hours ticket prices at Magic Kingdom will range from $155 to $175, not including tax. They will run from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Special prices on event tickets for all parks participating in Disney After Hours are available for pass holders and DVC members. You'll find the full list of dates and those prices at WDWNT.com. As for EPCOT, Disney After Hours events will start on February 2nd and run on select nights through April 4th. Like Magic Kingdom again, it'll be 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. Select attractions will be available, such as Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, Test Track, Soarin', and Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Ticket prices range from $149 to $159. Disney After Hours events will commence at Hollywood Studios on January 10th and operate select nights through April 10th. They'll run from 9:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. instead. Disney lists the attractions in Toy Story Land, Galaxy's Edge, and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway as examples of rides that'll be open during the event. Again, tickets $155 to $175 in price. Guests with reservations at Walt Disney World Resort hotels, Walt Disney World Swan and Dolphin hotels, and Shades of Green during the time frame these are going on can get their tickets starting on November 7th. They'll go on sale to the general public on November 14th. Earlier this month, pump dispensers for various sauces like ketchup and mustard finally returned to the toppings bar at Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe in the Magic Kingdom. As of October 24th, we noticed that the dispensers had also returned to the Condiments bar, meaning sauce packets are no longer offered at the quick service restaurant. In our previous update, the sections of the condiment bar that now hold the pumps were previously occupied by single-use sauce packets. Cutlery and napkins are still available at the station. However, at the center are now sauce cups and 5 different sauce pump dispensers. The sauces included here are mustard, ketchup, ranch, an unlabeled sauce that is most likely barbecue, and mayonnaise. The left side of the condiments bar still offers single-use creamers, sugar packets, salt, and pepper. This and the previous return of the pump dispensers marked the first time these offerings have been available at Cosmic Ray's since the closure of the parks back in 2020 due to COVID-19. This was like one of those last big holdouts for people. This is going to sound like a stupid complaint. Sauce packets are the worst, right? I need the pump, and this is a big deal. I miss cheese sauce. That's never coming back. That's been gone forever. But kids, let me weave you a tale about a time when you could get bottomless cheese sauce from a condiment bar at Walt Disney World, and it made what back then were the only edible counter service items at Disney World slightly more edible. It was a thing. But nonetheless, there you go. I didn't stop and talk about Disney Enchantment on the previous story. I probably should have. I'll talk about it for a moment now. So Disney Enchantment is going to come back and be exclusive to those after hours events. So on those nights, they've already said this, you will be able to see Happily Ever After during normal park hours, and then during that event, you would be able to see Disney Enchantment. This is an interesting decision. Number one, obviously Disney Enchantment was meant to be a permanent show. Happily was not supposed to come back, but Disney Enchantment did not go over well with people, and so they got rid of it. Obviously, they spent a lot of money on Disney Enchantment, and so now I think they're looking for ways to get some money out of that. And I do think it's cool. Like, I'm never going to knock extra offerings at an event of this price. So the fact that you get an exclusive fireworks show is nice. Is it my favorite fireworks show? No. If it's version 2 of the show that has Walt and Roy and that very nostalgic Disney World opening, then I will enjoy 3 minutes of it before I go back to riding rides. But nonetheless, it's a nice idea. It's a nice idea. Do I think it is wise to let people watch Happily Ever After and then just a couple hours later watch Enchantment? No. Because Enchantment copied a lot of the story beats, right? It did all of them to a lesser effect. But a lot of story beats were just copied and just changed to other IP or different music. But the flow of the show is very similar. It just felt like the cheaper version, kind of. Doesn't mean it was the cheaper version, but that's the way it felt. So I applaud them for doing something interesting and offering something more at these very expensive events. That being said, I am wildly curious to see how people respond who maybe have never seen either of them and how they feel after seeing both of them in the same night. I am wildly curious. Let me know in the comments how you feel. I know I teased people who like Enchantment, but yeah, I'm sure you're going to let me know in the comments if you love it and you think I'm wrong. So go for it. Disney announced that the 2024 EPCOT International Festival of the Arts will begin on January 12th, 2024. That's going to be a very busy week. All these after-hours events and that. An end date for the festival has not yet been announced. A man jumped from the Italy Pavilion Bridge into World Showcase Lagoon at EPCOT in several videos shared on social media this week. Reportedly, he did it for a bet. In a TikTok shared by Diz Family Adventures, a man is shown jumping from the Italy Bridge into the waters of World Showcase Lagoon below. He swims briefly and is shown exiting the water by climbing onto the gondola that's tied to the dock by the Italy Bridge. Go watch the TikTok on our website. In another video from the 5'3" God, we see the moment he jumps from the bridge into the water from a different angle. Finally, the man hauls himself out of the water and onto the decorative gondola. And then there's this video from Yeezel97 that shows him getting out of the World Showcase Lagoon after he jumped from the Italy Pavilion Bridge. Don't do this. Don't be stupid. Don't get thrown out. I don't care how much the bet was for. Maybe you want to go back to Disney World at some point. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. They're great for if you want to go back to Disney World. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest Vacations and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT and their team will design your next magical vacation so long as you're not trespassed from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland resorts, the Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. More than 1 year after the facade of Keystone Clothiers was initially damaged at Hollywood Studios, another temporary visual repair to the area has been installed in the form of a patterned vinyl sticker. Back in September of 2022, something caused a large portion of the wall around the doorway to collapse. Reportedly, it was an ECV. And construction walls went up weeks afterwards with seemingly no progress on repair for over a year. We noticed the sticker while on a recent visit to the studios, and even from a distance, it's noticeable that it is a sticker. The doorway to the store still has the same green plywood temporary entrance that's been there since September. And though the detail is better than the solid painted plywood underneath, the sticker imitates the original design in pattern only. The texture clearly doesn't match the remaining marble exterior, which you can find below the facade's windows. The coloring of the sticker, as well as the wood grain showing through the painted faux marble, is inconsistent with the marble to the sides and the remaining pieces of actual marble. I'm going to say this again. What is happening? Why is this taking so long? And why was it easier than getting new marble a year later to print a sticker? I don't get this. This is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. We can't fix a doorway? A doorway. Between this and the Jungle Cruise and mansion maintenance problems, maintenance report problems have been pouring in. Like, the parks are in really, really rough shape. And this is nonsense. This is ridiculous. This needs to be fixed now. Like, a year later, multi-billion-dollar corporation. Nonsense. A doorway. People who own a home can fix a doorway. Never mind a multi-billion-dollar mega corporation. Anyway, on our latest trip to the studios, we also saw 2 new Star Wars Pullback Landspeeder toys available for purchase in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. They're at Toydarian Toy Makers. They're actually replicas of Landspeeders you'll find in the land. There's the M68 Landspeeder. It's $19.99. This is a replica of sort of Han Solo's from the Solo movie, but also more directly the miniature toy version that exists a couple feet away outside of Toydarian Toy Makers. And then there's the X-34 Landspeeder, which in a way is a replica of the one Luke has in A New Hope, but this is specifically colored in the way the one is that's over by the repair shop, whatever you want to call it, over by Droid Depot. This one also $19.99. There is a limit of 5 per guest. I guess they think a lot of resellers are going to buy these. I'm definitely picking them up. I think they're really cool. I love whenever they create something that is from the park. A replica of something from the park is always a really cool item if you're a park fan. It's not even Halloween yet, but still, the holidays are rapidly approaching at Walt Disney World, and while visiting Animal Kingdom, we saw that the Merry Menagerie-inspired decorations have begun to appear in the park. At this point, it's mostly rooftop additions and a few statues in the shrubbery around the shops in Discovery Island. The decorations are themed to the Merry Menagerie, the park's holiday offering featuring artistic animal puppets. Lanterns atop the roof of the Island Mercantile showcase various animals that are part of the menagerie. By one of the store's entrances, there's the crane statue. Heading past the crane statue, the other entrance to the Island Mercantile has added some feathered friends and lanterns to its roof. Here, an owl statue spreads its wings while standing in its nest. And across the awning here are more animal lanterns. The lanterns continue around the corner, and 2 more crane statues have also been installed near, just to the right of the entrance. Both crane statues look as though they are ready to take flight. And at Riverside Depot, 2 rows of lanterns have been added to part of the roof, just across from Island Mercantile. Each lantern is intricately painted, with the roster including reindeer, doves, owls, foxes, and squirrels. Each lantern is rendered in a wintry color scheme of white, blue, and pink. The tower is mostly bare for now, save for the pair of snuggling owls above the entrance. The owls have their own little spot to cuddle up this holiday season. This is probably my favorite Christmas decoration in all of Disney World. I love them. Over to the right, lanterns of the animals featured in the Merry Menagerie are adorning the roof. And Discovery Trading Company also has received some decor. Just above the entrance to the store, more animal lanterns have been placed, and 2 doves are back in the rooftop nest just off to the left of the animal lanterns. And around the corner, even more animal lanterns adorn the roof of Discovery Trading Company. And in the shrubbery, 2 more crane statues have been installed. One is cleaning its feathers, while the other points its beak toward the sky. The Merry Menagerie will return to Disney's Animal Kingdom for the 2023 holiday season. Probably my favorite holiday offering, maybe at any Disney park in the world, maybe outside of Small World Holiday at Disneyland. But I love it. The most charming and fantastic thing. It's really great. Cannot wait. Walt Disney World Resort has announced that the Disney Skyliner, one of the methods of travel around the resort, will be going down for a short refurbishment in early 2024. According to Disney, the Skyliner will be closed for routine maintenance starting January 16th and will remain closed through January 21st of 2024. In addition to Disney Skyliner service to and from Disney's Riviera Resort and the International Gateway at Epcot will be closed through January 27th. During this temporary closure, guests are encouraged to utilize Disney's complimentary resort bus service. This has been a thing. There's been almost an annual refurb for this thing every year, and they're kind of lengthy. It's interesting. With the help of our friends at DVC Rental Store, we recently stayed in a 3-bedroom grand villa at Disney's Old Key West Resort. One of these villas sleeps up to 12 guests, so the entire family can go on your Walt Disney World trip and stay in one place. You can watch our full review, our full tour, I should say, of the Grand Villa right here on our channel. There's also a photo tour at WDWNT.com. 2 years after Tarzan's Treehouse at Disneyland unexpectedly closed, Disneyland has announced the opening date of the new Adventureland Treehouse, finally. The Adventureland Treehouse, inspired by Walt Disney's Swiss Family Robinson, will open on November 10th, 2023. This is pretty funny. Disney announced the new attraction on November 10th, 2022, a year to the day of the announcement it will open. The Treehouse attraction at Disneyland was originally the Swiss Family Treehouse, based on the 1960 film, The Swiss Family Robinson. It opened at Disneyland on November 18, 1962, and was an opening day attraction at the Magic Kingdom and Disneyland Paris. It opened at Tokyo Disneyland in 1993 and remains the Swiss Family Treehouse at both the Magic Kingdom in Paris and at Tokyo Disneyland. Swiss Family Treehouse closed at Disneyland back in 1999 and reopened as Tarzan's Treehouse later that year. Less than a month ago, on September 28, 2023, the brand new Villas at Disneyland Hotel hosted its grand opening ceremonies. We were there during the opening weekend and stayed in a deluxe studio and toured a one-bedroom villa. You can watch those tours right here on the channel. Sales for the Villas at Disneyland Hotel opened to existing DVC members on May 2nd and to the public on May 30th. And now, less than 6 months since sales began, one of those buyers has already put their contract up for sale. A contract for 150 points at the Villas at Disneyland Hotel has just hit the market as of Tuesday, October 24th. The current selling price of an ownership interest in the Villas at Disneyland Hotel is priced at $230 per point. Currently, there's a promotion that saves buyers $7 per point, so the net cost is $223 per point when purchasing directly from Disney. The contract up for sale on DVC resale market is priced at $185 per point, a savings of $38 per point or 17% over the price when purchased directly from Disney, including the $7 promotion which expires soon. This amounts to a savings of $5,700 for the 150-point contract. For more specifics about this resale contract, the DVC resale market has a blog post with all the details for you. And while 17% savings may seem like a good deal, the resale market for this brand new resort has not had a chance to stabilize. Usually we see savings of 40% or more on most existing DVC properties, as shown in an analysis of September resales on the DVC resale market blog. It is likely that since this is the first contract for the villas that has come up for resale, the seller is hoping to command a premium since the resort is so new. Disney has finally confirmed that a Haunted Mansion bar, which will expand the iconic attraction's backstory, will materialize aboard the Disney Treasure, Disney Cruise Line's 6th vessel that will embark on its maiden voyage in December of 2024. The news, of course, was initially shared in an Entertainment Weekly article, but WDWNT reported that a Haunted Mansion bar was in the works for the ship this past July. The Haunted Mansion Parlor is described by Disney as the next chapter in the Haunted Mansion's lore, telling the story of a captain who entered the ghostly realm following a dinner with his fiancée that presumably did not end well. I wonder who that could be. Who could be his fiancée? While the referenced sea captain may be an entirely new character, several existing characters in the Haunted Mansion lore fit the bill. There's a sea captain who briefly appears as a ghost in the attraction, while a portrait of a mariner is seen in the Magic Kingdom and Tokyo Disneyland versions of the ride. The Mariner is also a minor character in the 2023 Haunted Mansion film. An unused backstory for the attraction developed by Imagineer Ken Anderson also centered around Captain Gore, a deceased sea captain. The Disney Treasures bar, according to EW, will pull aesthetic theming from the Disneyland version of the attraction, which opened in the New Orleans Square section of the park in 1969. The ride's iconic purple wallpaper and Donald Duck chair will be present, and it looks as though the Hitchhiking Ghosts have finally caught a ride, as they'll be behind the bar. An attraction-inspired arrangement composed by Shruti Kumar will play throughout the venue. The Haunted Mansion Parlor will include legendary characters from the Haunted Mansion attraction at the Disney parks around the world, and there are versions of the attraction, of course, at Disneyland, Walt Disney World, and Tokyo Disneyland, while the ride also inspired Phantom Manor, which opened at Disneyland Paris in 1992, and somewhat inspired Mystic Manor, which commenced operations at Hong Kong Disneyland in 2013. I don't expect there to be Mystic Manor references. It's not really a mansion, but maybe they consider it. I don't know. Disney has also confirmed that the bar will introduce new characters into the Haunted Mansion's lore. Several themed beverages will be available at the Haunted Mansion Parlor, with Disney detailing the Ghoulish Delight, the Sympathetic Libations, and Signature Beverage in their initial announcement. They also shared recipes for the revealed beverages on their website. Exclusive Haunted Mansion-inspired merchandise will be available aboard the Disney Treasure as well. The first piece of merchandise detailed by Disney is a small music box. Though a similar music box is part of the current attraction, this trinket appears to be something entirely new, described by Disney as the following. The Haunted Mansion Parlor music box will be a keepsake inspired by an eerie music box that will be found inside the Haunted Mansion Parlor. As the rumors go, this mysterious box belonged to the captain's bride-to-be and only opens in the presence of malevolent spirits. You'll be able to spook up your desk with this clock inspired by the 13-hour grandfather clock seen in the Haunted Mansion attraction. Disney wrote the following about it. Inspired by the old grandfather clock from the original Disney Parks attraction, the Haunted Mansion parlor clock will evoke the nostalgic allure of the Haunted Mansion. The clock appears roughly midway through the ride, with its striking colors and backward-moving hands serving as one final scare before Madame Leota delivers her incantation. It served as the inspiration for several pieces of merchandise in the past, most recently a wristwatch at Walt Disney World. And you can finally take the iconic hitchhiking ghost home with you. This faux photo frame, according to Disney, illuminates Ezra, Phineas, and Gus in a striking green hue. And a ghost may even follow you home on your voyage. The Haunted Mansion parlor mirror will offer a frightening surprise when the hitchhiking ghosts mysteriously appear in the frame. The Haunted Mansion parlor will commence operations along with the rest of the Disney treasure in December of 2024. They held this announcement back from the big reveal. We weren't surprised because we told you in July this was coming, but it's still extraordinarily exciting. It looks very cool. Love the merchandise, love the design, love that they're adding new lore. This is a reason to go on this ship, I think. So, man, I cannot wait. We're booked for the maiden voyage. It's super expensive. I was kind of sad about how expensive it was, but obviously we have to cover it for you guys anyway. But on a personal note, I'm very excited to be one of the first people to go in here. That's going to be amazing. Can't wait. Shanghai Disney Resort has announced an opening date for the new Zootopia land. The latest addition to the resort will open on December 20th of 2023. The announcement was confirmed on the resort's Weibo page. Judy, Nick, and their Zootopia friends are ready to welcome everyone to this vibrant, lifelike metropolis of mammals, reads the Post. The land is based on the 2016 feature film from Walt Disney Animation Studios and will feature the Zootopia Hot Pursuit attraction. This will be the first Zootopia land and attraction in the world. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, including that poisonous leak, perhaps, at the Polynesian. It was a big story, but didn't make it into the show. Be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make the show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
WDW News Tonight is our weekly comedy show combining the news of the week, comedy segments, thoughtful discussions, insane characters, parody commercials, games, and more. Watch live on Thursdays at 9 p.m. and become a WIGS member to get access to a bonus post show. Watch WDW News Tonight episodes anytime and live on YouTube, or get the audio-only version on iTunes and other podcast services.